love going on walks, and I'm looking forward to this walk today with you.
Thank you so much for your invitation.
Maybe you could share with me what you do at Wake Forest.
I'm a theological ethicist. I teach in the divinity school. I treat ethics as a philosophical discipline, but at the same time, as a theological ethicist, I believe that theology has much to offer to ethics in helping people achieve the greatest task in life. According to Aristotle, the British philosopher, greatest task in life is to find reality in a fantasy world. And also I teach in the bioethics program as well, which is part of the graduate school.
What was your path towards finding your passion for this topic?
I've been always fascinated by myself. What I mean by that is that I find myself a mystery. What am I? Am I my body? Am I my brain? And also, how should I live my life? The other question that I often ask myself is the meaning of life. What is the meaning of life? And I think that many people today are in search of understanding and trying to find an answer to that question. I tend to think about the moral universe as a giant or big fabric connected through many different kinds of threads. And it's more like our human brain. You have neurons, you have synapses, you have neurotransmitters, right? But then, if one has the view that, okay, I'm one neuron and I have nothing to do with you or others, I don't think the brain will work really well. And I think if we are all part of this one giant fabric, what I do affect others, and others affect me. And I think we need to see that, the interdependence of ourselves on others. And that's what I, like to share with other people, my students, to see the importance of realizing that interdependence between us.
When you're doing your work and trying to answer those questions, are there other people here at Wake Forest that you interact with or resources that you use to really help find the answers to these questions?
Yes, absolutely. So I've collaborated with many people on this campus, actually on the other campus as well, the medical campus.
Okay.
I brought our students to our biology lab. And we did ship, brain dissection. And I took our student to, W Forum.
The Regenerative Medicine Institute?
That's right.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of things.
You certainly have. I know you also, in terms of thinking about how you approach your scholarship, there's this concept of self-deception.
Yes.
Can you explain that to me?
I'm of the view that we are often self-deceived. The problem with self-deception is difficult to solve because in case of ordinary deception, we try to deceive other people by knowing what is true. In the case of self-deception, how can you deceive yourself if you already know what is true?
That's right.
But then, I think there are many times you can clearly see other people being self-deceived. They firmly believe in the falsehood. It's not just a case of mistaken, understanding.
Right.
And so I'm interested in how the process in which people get and become self-deceived. And maybe more people are in a state of self-deception than they realize.
When you think about that, and you think about teaching in the classroom, how are students really engaging with you on your scholarship?
Yeah. A topic like that can instantly excite students because they can somehow relate themselves to such a problem. One has to know how to liberate oneself from certain problems, to also help other people to be liberated.
Well, I can easily see how the students are learning in your classroom and being really challenged to think deeply. What do you get out of mentoring students?
Well, number one, joy. I have so much fun learning from my students because they ask tough questions. I consider my classroom as a laboratory. I love when students ask challenging questions because then I can go back to my office and then work more. Sometimes my research focus shifts because of those questions that I get in my classroom.
I love that. I love the classroom is a laboratory, getting questions that aren't yet answered, coming from those really deep dialogues. And I've loved hearing your answers to all of my questions today. So thank you so much for taking this walk with me.
Thank you, Dr. Wente.